Hello, Prevent-A-Thon 8. My name is TurtleRun2412, and this is my submission for Bow Path of the Teal Lotus, Trial of the Tentaihana in 20 minutes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. My name is TurtleRun2412, and I love this game so much. This is an indie game, an indie metroidvania, indie metroidvanias, but with this absolutely beautiful Japanese-inspired art style that you can see right here, as well as some really fun movement mechanics. Today, we are going to be doing the Trial of the Tentaihana, which is the boss rush that was added in the free DLC. So you can see here, there are 11 major bosses of this game, and we are going to be doing all of them back to back to back to back. Just to quick show off, this is the Omamori loadout, or for Hollow Knight fans, Charms. This is the Charm loadout that I have. Basically, I have optimized my kit to do absurd amounts of damage. So let's get started with the Trial of the Tentaihana here in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Welcome to the first boss of the game, Kiri Bozu. My timer, I forgot to reset it. It's fine. So we are going to immediately go and turn Bow into a blender. I fell down a little bit, but it's fine. Because, again, we are a blender, and the boss is about to no longer use it anymore. So yeah, that is the first boss of the game. That's a fake gold split. I should actually undo that, which I believe that key. There we go. Okay. Don't worry about it. So, Bow Path of the Teal Lotus, the main sort of combat gimmick of this game is that whenever you attack and hit an enemy in midair, you regain both your double jump and your dash. So when you see Bow, there's this light blue aura around him. That means I have my double jump and dash again in the air. However, in this game, if you attack, you can cancel your dash. Oops, I didn't mean for you to hit me there, jerk. If you attack, you can cancel your dash with your attack, which means you can hit something, which means you can get your dash back, which means you can cancel your dash with an attack, which means you can hit something, which means you can cancel your dash with an attack, which means you can hit something, which means you can cancel, etc., etc. You get the point. This boss is really good for explanations because it's really annoying. He gets into this ball form, and you cannot hurt him aside from these randomly falling rocks. But it's okay. It gives me time to explain just how cool this game's combat system is, and there we go. This is probably my least favorite boss fight, so I am glad that we are done with that. Luckily, next up is my favorite boss fight. I love Hashihime. In story, Hashihime is really funny. You're crossing your bridge, and she pops up in the background. She's like, hey, which do you think is more beautiful? This bridge or me? If you say the bridge, she's like, oh, you don't think I'm beautiful? Gasp. But however, if you say she's more beautiful, she's like, so I'm a bridge spirit, and you think my bridge is beautiful? All right. It's a pretty good bit. I love Hashi, and she is a really fun fight as well. Hashi actually does not have health like a traditional boss. I'm falling. It's fine. I lost my double jump in there at some point. Hashi does not have health like a traditional boss. Instead, you just need to hit her a certain amount of times on each of these lit candles. So when you can turn Bow into a blender and he hits really fast, this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. I need her to lean over. Thank you, Hashi. You are perfect and I love you. So yeah, Hashi is absolutely great. I adore this fight so much. We're going to chomp her over. She does take a brief moment to throw a tantrum before she lights up her final candle, which is now, and once again, we just turn into a blender. So you do notice I am using a different spell this time. The Daruma dolls are the spells in this game. We already have them all at max power because this is a post-game thing, the Trial of Tentaihana, and we just use Chomper, because Chomper is really good for dealing straight line damage, and Jingu doesn't target Hashihime for some reason. However, we are now going to be exclusively using Jingu, who is at max level, which you will see right now. Whenever my tea kettle is boiling, which you'll hear a little whistle and you can see the bar on the side fill up. Whenever my tea kettle is boiling, Jingu throws out this hand that homes in and does I missed the ground, or I missed the pogo, it's fine. Jingu does an absolute boatload of damage when I'm at that, so I really do want to be building up my combo and not whiffing my pogos. That's embarrassing. So I can immediately go dash into this boss. This is the Kabuto Yokozuna. The Kabuto Yokozuna is one of the first bosses developed, and he does have a little bit of a weird hitbox issue because of that, which isn't actually an issue. It's the way he was designed. But his hitbox is always active. He always has a hurtbox on. So when he's like wiggling back and forth in the air like that, it can become really easy to accidentally hit him, which I have done several times. But it's okay. He's on the ground now, and I can do my best to absolutely slam him a bunch because, again, we turn Bo into a blender. And ta-da! That is that boss fight. Next up, Kitsura. I love Kitsura. Kitsura is an optional boss fight in the main game, so you do not have to see this boss in any percent. So I am a little bit not as good, not as practiced, but again, we have our loadout equipped to the max. So we are going to turn into a blender, give Kitsura some pats on the head. If you want, this can actually also be an incentive. After the run, we can go and give Kitsura pets. You can properly pet this box and not just, do battle with her floating head, which you have to more or less give pets, but give pets with a stick. But afterwards, I promise, we can give her pets with Bo's little fuzzy paws. It's great. I did not grab my Bo plush from storage. Whoops, I have a Bo plush. I'll bring that out and put it on camera behind me at some point, I promise. But Kitsura phase 2. Okay, that was a really rude position there, but it's okay. She is in the air, but of course, Bo gets his double jump back and his dash. So, this is the attack that you really don't want to see. It's really hard to dodge, as I just proved by taking the hit. She does roar you away on occasion, but it is not nearly enough to stop us from giving her all the pets on the head with our stick. If you don't like spiders, please look away for this next boss fight. This is Jorogumo. Jorogumo is almost certainly the hardest boss fight in Bo Path of Teal Lotus. She is a monster and extremely rude. I'm going to hopefully get enough DPS that I can just win. Okay, she hit me. That's fine. We do have an Omamori that will heal me if I don't take damage for about 20 seconds. That's what you can see little Omamori charm over there is doing. Let's avoid the fire here. Great first phase. But now we get into the second phase, which, would you believe it, is harder. I fell on the ground. That's bad. Okay, we have to go over this way. Bounce. Bounce. Okay, we're back onto her. I did take damage, though. Okay, going to avoid this attack by moving side to side, which is quite tough to do. Okay, we're keeping up our DPS. This is not my best fight for her, but it's definitely not my worst either. Okay, unfortunately there, I missed my grapple, so I missed it again. Oh boy. Rough stuff. There we go. There's the grapple. So if she puts up that pink shield, I straight up cannot hit her until I grapple up to one of those things in the corner and then bash them back towards her. Okay, so that fight got a little off the rails in the middle there, but we definitely pulled it back. Unfortunately, my health is not great, and I don't really have a good time to heal during two birds, because it is time for two birds, where there are two birds, and we really, really want to stay in the air for as long as humanly possible here, because they're birds, and they fly. So if we fall to the ground, the birds are in the air, and we can't hit them, and they can hit us because they're birds. Birds are yours. Okay. We will get a little bit of healing time here. I'd rather like to keep that health I just gained, even if it does mean... Okay, okay. Still managed to get in the air. Yeah. So I definitely lost some DPS there to get the heals, but that's good, because this is probably the easiest fight in the mid-game portion. There we go. Enough time for one more heal, although I did miss a little bit of bird in the air time. It's okay. Get back here, get back here. Get back here, birds. Okay, the birds do have separate health pools. I'm going to about try and damage them evenly, as long as they are not rude to me. Yep, and hit me like that. Rude. So, green bird should follow his brother here pretty shortly. What's my health at? I think my health is at maximum. Yes, it is. Okay. And this is I think they're Mantis Lords. I never played Hollow Knight, sue me, but forgot to split as well. But after you fight two birds, you then have to fight three birds. So this fight is very much the same, but also very much different. Instead of the bosses having separate health pools, all three of them do actually share one health pool here. So red bird will always fall first after you do a certain amount of damage to any of them. Okay, managed to stay in the air, which is good. We like staying in the air, even if it means them taking damage. I don't want to take too much damage, but I do want to make sure I get DPS out, especially before we get into do a little damage, or not damage invincibility frames, do that. The next boss is a really good time to heal up, actually. So, oop, hi bird, come here, come here, come here, come here. I don't want to get too close to him because then he transitions and does a little weird thing that I don't like. But it's okay. So we're doing a little slow. We kind of fell off in terms of our DPS, and of course fell to the ground, which also means we're not in the air, which means we're not hitting the birds. But there we go. Bird number 2 is dead, and now it is time to face off against the solo master, who I'm going to try and glide up to. Oop, it's okay, taking damage is not the end of the world, because again, the next boss is quite nice for the heals. So, this phase is going to be 5 swoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I missed some of those, but hopefully he should be dead, and there we go, just about now. And we can move on to a really, really, really cool fight. The Gashadokuro is super duper interesting. This is the Gashadokuro. You can see his feet. So he's going to give me a chance to heal, which is very nice of him. This is sort of a like Shadow of the Colossus style boss in a Metroidvania, which is such an inspired idea. You have to climb up his leg, climb up his arm, climb up his torso, and get all the way up to his head in order to damage the Gashadokuro. And of course, rule of 3, you gotta do it 3 times. But yeah, this is an extremely interesting fight, casually. And we have a speedrun trick that we're going to be doing here. So, this is not it. Oops, well, of course, I messed that up, but this is not the speedrun trick. Okay, taking damage also isn't the speedrun trick, I promise. Nor is this little pogo here, which lets us get around this wall of fire. Which, those are both pretty cool tricks, but the big one is right here. So, after you stomp him on the head, you have to fall all the way down and climb all the way back up again. Or, ow, rude. Health might be a slight issue at this point. I'm going to try and murder this jerk. It's okay. Boop. Or do you? Oh, would you look at that? I am magically somehow all the way at the top of Gashadokuro again. So what's happening here is Gashadokuro has a certain number of hitboxes which will be respawn points. And there's one of those on the ground right below me right now. However, by jumping off of that enemy and getting hit by the enemy again, the enemies are just really, really rude right now, so I'm going to try and destroy them so they can stop being rude. Okay. If you don't step on the ground in front of the Gashadokuro, your respawn checkpoint is never saved again. I did get the slight glitch where it moved me off to the side, but that's fine. We can just go back over this way, hit the proper checkpoint, avoid this enemy who's being extremely rude. Bounce, 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 bounce. There we go. Whoop. Make sure I hit shift to glide, because falling down here would be bad. There we go. So, was a little bit scuffed there, just because I do not have a ton of health, but we managed to not have to climb the Gashadokuro twice. And after that comes a really, really, really cool fight. So I'm going to heal here because we can. This is not a fight that I'll need health for, but I do want to get it before the final fight. This is Asahi, the penultimate fight of the game. Asahi saw Celeste and Battleline and was like, that was really cool. I should do that. And yes, he should. This is a Battleline fight with Bo's extremely cool and fluid and acrobatic moveset. Pulling this fight off properly, I don't know if I'd even call it a fight. It's more like a chase with the way speedrunners do it. You just run at him. He barely gets a chance to shoot off more than one laser per stopping point, and you just bop him on the snoot. There is one really cool speedrun trick here that I have to hopefully get right. Bop that. Oh, didn't mean to hit that laser. It's fine. Boop, boop. So normally, you would have to defeat this masked enemy, who does have quite a bit of health. This is a late game enemy. And that turns on the wind in this area, which you can use to fly up to Asahi. Or you can pogo off of all of the masked fireballs, which again, give you back your double jump, and then use those to climb up to Asahi, bounce off of him, so you can dash into this area, which already has the wind even before you defeat the mask. So it's a sneaky little shortcut that speedrunners can use to, you know, not have to defeat that enemy, which is a late game enemy. We don't really care about it, we just want to fight Asahi. You could also just ignore doing this little puzzle with the these little push blocks that you have to hit in order to make them move. And you can ignore going up here by just going under and jumping, and then missing. It's fine, we'll just take a damage. Boop. There is a checkpoint that you get when you hit him over here. I'm going to take this moment to heal, because I want to have health for the final boss. Boop. But it's okay. We'll get to show it off again, and it'll be cool, surely this time. Surely I won't just jump barely short of what I need. Dash, jump, hit. Asahi, hi buddy. I need to hit you. You need to let me hit you. I promise this is cool. Boop, 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 jump. Glide, dash, jump, hit. I got this first try last practice run, and now I'm just not, which is embarrassing, but it's okay. Okay, now I'm just flubbing it up. I think at this point we probably should just take the upper route and call that good. It's unfortunate, it's only like a second faster to do the lower route, but right now, you know what, heck it, I want to do it, it looks cool. There we go! First time that I actually got it. First try! Alright, and with that, we come up to the final Asahi. Oop, didn't mean to get stuck on the lip. But we come up on the final Asahi hit, and with him defeated, it is now time for our final boss of this game, the Sakura Shogun. So coming in without full health is less than ideal, but because I do have one of my Omamori, one of my charms, does buff my damage when I'm at full health. I would like to have that, but unfortunately, the monkey's going to say no. It is rather hard to get off heals during this fight. Maybe I can get one here? Yes, before he jumps me. Good. But yeah, the monkey is extremely mobile, has a lot of really big area of attack that you are supposed to have to, Rude, can you stay in place? There we go. That you are supposed to have to basically iframe through with your dash, which is hard. The dash does not give a ton of iframes, and when you attack, it removes you from dash, so you lose those iframes when you do that. So generally, I want to be attacking at all times because, you know, turn bow into a blender. We're going to hit all the clone monkeys. Rude. Rude, okay. It's okay. Monkey has 5 phases. It used to be 6. I'll explain why later. But odd phases are rooftop phases where he swings around that big sword. And then the even phases, he teleports you to an arena just like that. So, we're going to get off a couple heals as he... Oh, okay. Monkey also has some RNG where I have no idea what he will be doing next at any given moment. Sometimes he is just going to be rude like that. Oop, okay. And you run all the way over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can start hitting you. Okay, but yeah, after you deal enough damage to him on the phases, he will transition to the next arena. So after the odd phase on the rooftop, we now go to an even phase in a custom arena. So this one is a pretty nice arena, fun because of the ice, but also it is really nice because you can get up to him really, really easily and just obliterate him like that. And normally, when the game initially released, you would go to a phase 5 on the rooftop and then a phase 6 in a different arena. However, the developers have said that they wanted to implement something like this from the start, they just didn't find time. But when it came time to release the free DLC, they were like, you know what? If we're patching the game to add this DLC, we can add this finale, this actual end to the boss fight that we kind of always wanted to do. And so instead of phases 5 and 6 in the old boss fight, you now have this brand new phase, which is an Ori and the Blind Forest style escape sequence. And if you know me, I am an Ori speedrunner. This is my bread and butter. He is not going to catch me. This is the closest you will come, and only because you have to stomp there, which does have a little bit of like a hit stop at the very end. But yes, Monkey is going to get absolutely left in the dust because I know exactly where I'm going and know all of the movements tricks to go big zoomies. I mean, he can do a Resident Evil 7 break through the wall thing and try and get me, but again, absolutely not going to happen. We're going to leave the monkey in the dust. So, while I finish off this boss fight, shoutouts to Squidshock Studios for making this game. They are all extremely awesome. Shoutouts especially to Robert. Last name is hard to remember. Sorry, but the executive producer of this game, who the reason I found out about this game is because I was in my first ever in-person GDQ. I was in the volunteer Discord, and someone posted like, "Hey, my room plans have changed at the last minute. I need a roommate," and time is in now, by the way. I need a roommate, and I was like, "Well, I guess I have a room. I can take a risk, maybe make a new friend," and I actually met Robert as that roommate, and he was like, "So what games do you like?" And I was like, "Ori and the Blind Forest." He's like, "Yeah, well, I'm working on an indie metroidvania that is a lot like that." So it was a match made in heaven, and thank you so much for introducing me to this game. It's really cool. I went to the wrong floor. It's fine. Shoutouts to the other runners of this game, specifically Viz, just the absolute undisputed GOAT. Also the one who took this to GDQ. And yeah, this game is really, really, really high level. There is a lot of shenanigans that you can get up to. So let's go to Soccer City Tier 2. Sorry, I am just doing the bonus incentive right now. Probably should have mentioned that. Where we can, in fact, pet the giant fox. So yeah, shoutouts to Viz. Shoutouts to Squid Shuck Studios. Shoutouts to Prevent-A-Thon for being... why am I going up? Muscle memory go burr. Actually, want to go down. Wait, I went to Tier 2. Right, yes, I went to Tier 2. There we go. Now we can go down. Yeah, muscle memory went burr there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Not this one. The next one. There we go. So, yeah. That is about it for Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. I'm just going to go and pet the giant fox. We're going to take a quick warp to her boss arena, which is a little bit overgrown, and you know, it's old. There's a lot of like Japanese history and themes in this game. Like all these yokai are the different enemies. Please play this game. Art style is really good. The mechanics are so good. And, of course, you can pet the giant fox. Thank you for considering this for Prevent of the Night. I hope you have a great day and a great time judging the rest of the submissions. Bye-bye! Pet, 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 pet.